Hello.
Is it important?
Malphas's blessings.
That pretty boy, you mean? Aye. He was here yesterday, all night long. He looked a little battered, if you ask me. You know him well? I see. You know what? If you're looking for him anyway, could you give him this once you find... Aye. Yeah. Woman, apparently. Maybe one of his beloved, who knows. Seemed urgent though. Anyway, I need to get back to work. I'll tell the guy you were looking for him if he comes back.
I, Borio Oakenvale, hereby confess me sins. For decades, I abducted children from the Undercity and locked them in this basement. I defiled them, let them starve, and then sold them to the highest bidders, who, like me, were also driven by carnal sins and perverse desires. Now, however, the time of punishment has finally come, and I thank the Bone Judge who will carry out my judgment. In shackles, I will watch as a pack of rats eats the flesh from my bones. Nobody will hear me screams, just like there was no one to hear those of the poor souls whose lives are destroyed. Signed, Borio Oakenvale, child trafficker and murderer.
I, Ilaria Nettlegrass, hereby confess my sins. For years I murdered under the moniker of the Black Widow. Man or woman, young or old, it didn't matter as long as the pay was right. Never was I brought to justice for my crimes, for I always knew how to outwit the law. I am a despicable creature, without mind or compassion, no better than a rabid animal. Now, however, the time of punishment has finally come, and I thank the Bone Judge who will carry out my judgment. I shall remain in this cage until I die of starvation. Food and drink shall be within sight, but never within reach. Nobody will come to my aid, and I will die in solitude, as I should. Ilaria Nettlegrass, hired killer.
I, Captain Yanu Orai, hereby confess my sins. For decades, I imprisoned men and women from all continents of Vin and sold them to the highest bidders. 462 men, 561 women, and 210 children have me to thank for a life spent in slavery. I don't remember their names. Now, however, the time of punishment has finally come, and I thank the Bone Judge who will carry out my judgment. Crucified, I shall be hoisted over a pool of acid whose caustic fumes will burn away the skin from my body. Nobody will come to my aid, and I will die in solitude, as I should. Yanu Orai, Slaver.
You? Why are you here? What? No. Don't worry about it. I just needed some air. You know, I've had this question in my head for quite some... Okay. Imagine a girl. Ever since she was a child, she's been abused by her father. Beaten, in other words. She grows to be a woman, and eventually her father dies. Then she falls in love with a man who has a lot of similarities with her father. She doesn't know why she loves him, and though it all seems nice in the beginning, he becomes more and more aggressive, starts screaming at her for no reason, until one day he too grabs the cane she knows all too well. Now, the question. On a very conceptual level, who is responsible for the situation the woman's in? Her companion because he abuses her? The woman herself because she unconsciously picked a man similar to her father? Or her father because he was the one who beat her in the first place? That's the comfortable answer. But doesn't that rid us of any kind of... I don't know. No particular reason, I suppose. Anyway, you said you were looking for me. What's wrong? What, so the Archmagister really believes we Delverics owned one of those stones? I would have known that. Believe me, I've snuck inside our manor's treasure chamber more than once. And there was no black stone Not in the least, no. Setting aside the fact that what you're describing is bloody spooky, I don't have the slightest idea who might have an interest in sending me on this morbid paper Either whoever did this has mistaken me for someone else, or we're dealing with a seriously disturbed individual. Yeah, I already suspected as much. No, none. That's... Wait. Could you... By the wise hermit, that's... These fragments, if you combine all of them, they make a sentence. Knock, knock, who's there? Come in alone, if only you dare. But I know that phrase from my childhood. Adila and me, it was our code, when we snuck out of the house. Yes, but... No, and... Why? Oh, come on, that's just bullshit! Come on, I'll prove it to you. Meet me in Duneville. I'll take you to our hideout. Huh? Yeah, I did. Why do you ask? Yeah, I did. Why do you ask? Well, what should I think about it? It starts getting really ugly. Even if Nerim manages to only get 1/5 of their army over here, the Order has a massive problem. Plus, most soldiers of the City Guard have never used their weapons on anything else than training dummies, while the Nerimese have been hardened by 2 decades of civil war. I truly hope this Korak comes to senses. Somehow. There you are. Our old manor's in the desert, a few miles to the northwest from Duneville. It's quite a march, but doable. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Nothing left but rubble. Either what? Herman, how long has it been since I was last here? Come on, we're almost there. They must belong to prospectors. That means someone has found our little cave since then. Seems no secret can stay secret forever. Anyway, let's go on in. I'll prove to you this is all nonsense. Who'd you learn that from, your grandmother? Lost ones. If these are running free here, I suppose there's not much left of the diggers. Farther down, yeah. Poor sods. There, up ahead. That's the clearing where Adela and I always went. So, I suggest you stay hidden and cover my back. Well, truth be told, remember when I told you that? What I'm saying is, if she really wanted to kill me, all of this morbid paper chase, I think she wants to tell me something. Yeah. You see that platform up ahead? This'll get me down to the pit. You should take the path through the crypt, just down that tunnel a few steps back from here. Then stay hidden. This is all just a misunderstanding, I'm sure of it.
So you came. I have to admit, I didn't expect that.
Adela, so it's true. What is this? Why am I here? And what did you do to that man?
Still as forget... What? So you came. I have to admit, I didn't expect that.
Adela, so it's true. What is this? Why am I here? And what did you do to that man?
Still as forgetful as you were back then, aren't you, brother? To the circle, now! On your knees! Now look at him, Jaspar. Look at him carefully.
Valencio Duran. By the name of the sun.
The man who killed our family. Correct. You should have seen it. How he screamed and begged for mercy. Pathetic. But I'm afraid I've got bad news for you, Valencio. Never again. I'll make sure that you never again hurt anyone. And I'll enjoy it. Just as I'll enjoy what I'll do to all those who are up next.
Adela, please. This is ridiculous. You have no idea what you're saying, let alone what you're doing. Please, just...
I know damn well what I'm doing. Better than I ever did. I'll continue where Father had to stop. And I'll make them all pay. All these bastards who think they are above justice. I should have known... You wouldn't understand. Just look at you, staring off into space and asking all these stupid questions. But you know what? I'm not here to justify myself. I'm here because I think that despite all you did, despite all you became, you deserve to witness justice as much as I do. To see this bastard pay for what he's done. And believe me, I will not make it quick.
The Black Stone. Oh, damn. Then it's really true.
You know of the stone?
Yes. Listen to me, Adela. Whatever you've done over the past months, you didn't do it of your own free will. The stone, it's evil, and it controls you.
What is this, Jaspar? One of your brilliant jokes? We Dalverics have had this stone for generations. Father, he lived this calling. But he failed to see what the stone really was. A gift of fate. A means for us to carry out our destiny. To bring justice to a world where there is none. But I saw, and I will use it.
No, you're seeing this wrong. The stone, it's cursed. It wants you to... Shit! Damn it, I just don't know what to say!
Surprise, Jespar. You never did. But it doesn't matter now. Go, Jespar. I've changed my mind. I got sentimental. Thought I owed you this, but I really don't. You don't understand me, just as you never understood Father. And listening to you talk makes me remember why I kept away from you all these years. Just look at what you've become, running around and working for the kind of people Father tried to bring down. Treasure hunter. You're a thug. You might as well just have spit on Father's grave.
Yeah, you'd know. All right. This is getting us nowhere. You obviously think you know what you're doing, but you
what
don't.
in blazes?
Which is why
I told you to come
now
alone.
give me the stone.
What is this, Jespar? Some kind
Before
of
I'll
ambush?
make you do something you
How could
regret.
you, damn it? How could you?
No, Adelia, you're
Screw
taking this the
you.
wrong way. I have.
Surprise, Jespar. You never did. But it doesn't matter now. Go, Jespar. I've changed my mind. I got sentimental. Thought I owed you this, but I really don't. You don't understand me, just as you never understood Father. And listening to you talk makes me remember why I kept away from you all these years. Just look at what you've become, running around and working for the kind of people Father tried to bring down. Treasure hunter. You're a thug. You might as well just have spit on Father's grave.
Yeah, you'd know. All right. This is getting us nowhere. You obviously think you know what you're doing, but you don't. Which is why you'll now give me the stone. Before it'll make you do something you'd regret.
What?
The Black Stone. You'll give it to me. Something bad's about to happen, and without it, we won't be able to stop it. You can keep doing whatever it is that you do, but you'll have to do it without magic. I'm sorry if this isn't what you wanted to hear.
So, this is why you really came. You want the stone for yourself. What did they pay you, Jespar, huh?
What? No!
Go.
Adela,
Go! What in blazes? I told you to come alone. What is this, Jespar? Some kind of ambush? How could... Surprise, Jespar. You never did. But it doesn't matter now. Go, Jespar. I've changed my mind. I got sentimental. Thought I owed you this, but I really don't. You don't understand me, just as you never understood Father. And listening to you talk makes me remember why I kept away from you all these years. Just look at what you've become, running around and working for the kind of people Father tried to bring down. Treasure hunter. You're a thug. You might as well just have spit on Father's grave.
Yeah, you'd know. All right. This is getting us nowhere. You obviously think you know what you're doing, but you don't. Which is why you'll now give me the stone. Before it'll make you do something you'd regret.
What?
The Black Stone. You'll give it to me. Something bad's about to happen, and without it, we won't be able to stop it. You can keep doing whatever it is that you do, but you'll have to do it without magic. I'm sorry if this isn't what you wanted to hear.
So, this is why you really came. You want the stone for yourself. What did they pay you, Jespar, huh?
What? No!
Go.
Adela,
Go!
As you wish.
What in blazes? I told you to come up...
I'm sorry.
You... What? Who are you? I know. You damn... I guess I should have known he wouldn't have come alone. He always had a problem with following instructions. So you are what? His sidekick? What will you do? Fight me? I have to warn you, that's up the stone, you know. But no, But if you make even one wrong move, I will crush you. And believe me, them and others, and this is only the beginning. And what I see is that for the first time in decades, the greater good. Sure, don't say I didn't give you a choice. What? Who? I thought so.
Unexpectedly, death calls us to him. It is bitter. You are angry because you blame me for the death of your friend. But I only did what had to be done. You are But what would have happened if 3 hours after your brawl, Captain Rosio's ship enters the harbor of Ark. And you almost make it. A few arms lengths from the safety of the dock. There is no need for an explanation as to who you... For years, he has been eagerly awaiting his promotion to become a petty officer of the 8th class. And yet today, it was announced that his... And who knows, what better from there? But that is not... You have abilities others wouldn't even... So tell me, prophetess, isn't that a fate preferable to the other? You accuse me of lying, however, there is no... And if one listens long enough, you wonder whether I belong to the... I am more than... You ask if I can see more than just this branch. And the answer... You want to know if what threatens you. You wonder what I am. You think my intent... And although you step back.
Farewell, prophetess. Maybe we will meet again. Maybe not.
That's my name. But... Adela, what happened? But... I only remember a flash of fire, and then... What? But... Okay, I'm sorry, but... This is all just a little too much. Please, just give me some time with my sister, alright? Go back to Ark with that bloody stone. Go anywhere, but please, just leave me alone.
Please, help.
What? Who are you? Oh, really? And what could someone working for the Order bring down? Take a look around. What do you want? Just speak. A black stone? no idea what you're talking about. Now, is there something else? If not... Listen to me. And I don't like it when people think a big sword on their back gives them the right to go around riding roughshod over anyone who doesn't lick their boots. This is my 50th year in the League, and if I don't know anything about a black stone, then no one does. Now, shove off.
Thank the sun, there you are. I followed you. It's about your mission. I know that the far away from here, and I can show you where. The only thing I ask of you is that no one must know about my part in this. Thanks. Believe me, I don't like this any more than you do. Come, follow me. Yes? I remember coming here as a child. The apothecary gave me something to eat before setting me on the streets again. All that, it seems so distant now. It's easy to forget about the other side of the coin once you haven't seen it for a while. Alright, this is better. Healer of the poor. Do you also remember why he left Ark? Yes. For him, the end justified the means. The League considered such practices pathless. But Dalgalar refused to give in, and that is how they came to blows. True. I guess you know the rest of the story. The apothecaries say that it was his eccentricity which was to blame, but I know it did. I recently read the notes of one of the few apprentices he permitted to come with him, and this is where it gets interesting. Dalgalar researched something he only referred to as the Angel. No one but him was allowed to take part in its creation, and he hired dozens of mercenaries to get the resources he needed for his experiments. And one of those relics was a small... Yes. What do you think, Saira? I am interested in all this. A talisman. And I want to find this angel, Saira. Isn't it obvious? Because I want to be healed. Yes. If there's even just a... And that is also why I can't allow anyone to learn the truth. Yes. I found... And thank you for helping me. Yes. What do you think, Saira? It does... Like a lead, doesn't it?
Please, sit down. A game. Come on.
Wouldn't
Take a seat.
recognize of a tear if it was drooling.
An outlander.
But as he said, we don't know anything about that castle. And if I would stay away from it anyway. This man, this Dalgalar,
Blessed.
he was crazy.
What makes you say that?
Yes, just move along, will you?
So, he probably needed them for his experiments.
Aye, my damn, but why so many? I mean, 40 cadavers a week? There must be something wrong with that. Maybe he's an entropist, a bone mage, or something like that. And maybe he wanted to use those corpses to raise an army of undead to take revenge on the League.
Rabbits, Foljek. Rabbits.
The dose makes the poison. Isn't that how you say it, my damn?
Yes, that's the saying. I need to go now, thank you for your help. I take it you listened. I don't think we'll get more than superstitious chatter out of these people. What do you say? As you like. Just tell me once you're ready to leave.
What?
So, learned anything useful?
An outlander. Isn't this nuts?
What do you want? Malphas's blessings.
Yes, Dalgalar. Well, there was some... And yes, maybe it was just my imagination, but still.
None of your damn business.
There's something wrong with that castle. That's all I can say.
Walk blessed, madame. Walk blessed, madame.
What? Well then.
It depends. Some of them are ancient.
My dame.
No place could keep him. He yearned for
Walk blessed, madame.
He abandoned the
Walk blessed, madame.
Please, sit down.
So, learned anything useful?
Yes, can I help you?
as a wayward wanderer.
Walk blessed, madame.
None of your damn business. Piss off.
Huh? What do you want?
So, learned anything useful? Interesting. And you're right, the guy over there really does look strange. Anyway, let's go. Cold. Well then, the castle is about 2 miles north of here. We shouldn't have any problems if we stay on the road. I suggest you go on ahead. I'll cover your back. Enemies, get ready. Well then, take cover. There you go. What the? Breathe. Just breathe. Yes? I'm sorry, but I guess that answers the question of what happened to Zalgalar's servant. Yes, I wasn't prepared, that's all. But I've an idealistic count, a remote castle, and a powerful artifact befouled by the High Ones. That's not too far-fetched, wouldn't you agree? We won't be able to get in through the main gate, but there has to be a side entrance. Come on, let's take a look around.